RHOA Kim Zolciak selling Christmas trees amid home auction. RHOA alum, Kim Zolciak has now taken to selling Christmas trees while her home prepares to go to auction. She and her husband, Kroy Bierman, have dodged foreclosure and the auction process for 2 years now. Unfortunately, the time has run out, and their Georgia mansion will soon no longer be theirs. So, how is Kim killing time? Getting into the holiday spirit in an entrepreneurial way. Keep reading for more details. Kim Zolciak selling Christmas trees amid home auction. A handful of times, Kim Zolciak's lavish Georgia mansion was going to be foreclosed on. Luckily, she and her husband, Kroy Bierman, were able to avoid that happening. They faced that plus an auction twice but dodged it until they filed for divorce, and even more drama in their lives ensued. Kim and Kroy threw jabs at one another, with the cops being called and constant allegations. They did attempt to reconcile, but it was short-lived. Kim soon started to open up the family's closet and began selling pricey, personal items. Kroy ended up stopping that from continuing as he maintained he was not seeing a dime from the sales. It did not help their financial situation at all, and he claimed this was joint property. More so, Kroy stated that Kim blew an excessive amount of money on shopping and alleged she had a gambling problem. Their house was set for foreclosure, but they were able to work with Truist Bank. They had to sell it in a certain time period or the bank would take it, but that did not happen. Kroy Bierman blamed Kim Zolciak, saying they could have taken a lower offer and moved on. Now, the home will go to auction in December, but while they wait, Kim has a new job. According to TMZ, she is now selling Christmas trees. No, she is not doing it at a tree lot, but rather through her Instagram stories. She is selling these trees from her home, and anyone who wants one can message her. They just need to be able to pick them up and remove them from her possession. Kroy approved. To sell these trees, Kim Zolciak likely had to get approval from Kroy Bierman, as it may be considered joint property. They may or may not already have been set up before the auction date was handed down. Or, they were not put up just yet and these are photos from the past. Either way, they are lavish trees that can bring in a pretty penny for the family. It is far easier for the family to sell off high-ticket items and pocket the cash while they pack up. It was a crisp November morning in Alpharetta, Georgia, and the hum of chainsaws was oddly juxtaposed with the faint jingle of Christmas bells. Kim Zolciak Bierman, the glamorous former Real Housewives of Atlanta star known for her voluminous wigs and iconic one-liners, was now at the center of a scene no one could have predicted, selling Christmas trees. Perched at the edge of her sprawling estate, which was teetering on the brink of foreclosure, Kim had transformed the grandiose front lawn into a holiday wonderland. Rows of freshly cut Fraser firs lined the driveway, their earthy scent mingling with the aroma of hot cocoa and peppermint wafting from a makeshift refreshment stand. A massive red and gold sign read, "Zolciak's Evergreen Extravaganza, Spread Cheer, Save a Home." The grand pivot. Kim, clad in a rhinestone-encrusted Santa hat and a fur-lined red coat that resembled a couture take on Mrs. Claus, was nothing if not a hustler. "This is about family," she said to a local news crew that had arrived to cover the event. "Christmas is all about love, laughter, and, apparently, survival." Beside her stood her on-again, off-again husband, Kroy Bierman, wearing a flannel shirt and jeans that screamed reluctant lumberjack. Their marriage had been rocky, publicly documented through court filings, Instagram clapbacks, and cryptic TikToks. They had seemingly united under the banner of Yuletide resilience. Kim's idea was unique, Kroy admitted with a tight-lipped smile as he adjusted his beanie. But hey, it's better than sitting around waiting for the bank to take the house. The drive to save their dream. The Biermans' financial troubles had been splashed across tabloids for months, culminating in the shocking announcement that their luxurious 6-bedroom home, once the epitome of reality TV opulence, was scheduled for auction. The thought of losing the estate, where Kim had filmed countless Bravo confessionals, hosted extravagant parties, and raised her 6 children, was unbearable. "People don't understand how hard we've worked for this," Kim said tearfully to her eldest daughters, Brielle and Ariana, who were manning the cash register. "This house is our life. It's where the magic happens." The magic, as it turned out, now involved selling Christmas trees at $200 a pop. And if the trees weren't enough, Kim had added a few extra revenue streams to the mix. Personalized ornaments featuring her infamous catchphrases like, "Don't be tardy for the holidays," and "Ask, believe, receive, a Christmas miracle." A Santa selfie station where fans could pose with Kim and Kroy for a hefty fee. Homemade gingerbread cookies baked by her younger daughters, Kaya and Kane, with a little help from their nanny. Frenemies and festivities. Word of Kim's evergreen extravaganza quickly spread through Atlanta's elite circles, and it wasn't long before some familiar faces began to appear. First to arrive was Sherry Whitfield, who was simultaneously amused and impressed by Kim's entrepreneurial spirit. "Well, look at you," Sherry drawled, her perfectly arched brow rising as she surveyed the scene. "Selling trees to save your house. That's some Chateau Sherry hustle right there." Kim rolled her eyes but managed a laugh. "Sherry, you know I've always been a boss. And unlike your house, mine actually has furniture." "Touché," Sherry quipped, grabbing a cup of cocoa and a tree. "But let's see if you can deliver these trees on time, unlike that jogger line of yours." Next came Candy Burris, who showed up with her family in tow, genuinely supportive yet slightly skeptical. "Kim, I gotta hand it to you," Candy said as she handed her son Ace a candy cane. "You've turned a foreclosure into a festival. That's talent." Kim smirked. "Honey, when life gives you lemons, you slap a wig on and turn it into lemonade." Not all reunions were cheerful, though. Nene Leakes made a dramatic entrance late in the afternoon, striding through the lot like a queen surveying her subjects. "I heard the circus was in town," she said loudly, her voice dripping with shade. Kim didn't miss a beat. "Well, you're here, so I guess the clowns have arrived too." Their banter drew a crowd, with fans eagerly snapping pictures as the frenemies traded insults. But beneath the cattiness, there was a flicker of nostalgia, an unspoken acknowledgement that their feuds, once so central to their lives, now felt small in the face of real struggles. A community effort. As the day went on, the lot bustled with activity. Local families came to pick out trees, Bravo fans drove in from neighboring cities, and even a few former NFL teammates of Kroy's stopped by to show their support. "Y'all, I'm actually doing this," Kim whispered to Brielle as they watched another SUV pull up. "We're gonna save this house one tree at a time."